If the way right, then we straight right. I get money, Kid Cudi, day and night.
Video has surfaced of the ICE agent shooting a 37-year-old woman in Minneapolis that resulted in her losing her life. Now, I got footage from two different lenses, two different viewpoints. One happens to be from one of the ICE officers' cell phone that was involved in the incident, and the other viewpoint is from someone filming, I don't know, maybe out of their front window where this incident took place. I believe it's right in front of their house. And I think this will give us a better idea of what was actually going on and what actually happened. Because I've been in a few tensed conversations about this, and I just wanted to get a better insight of what took place, because I could be wrong about how I feel. But we gonna find out after we check out these videos. We gonna talk about it. Like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it. Now, I just learned something today, and I wanted to share it with y'all. Something that I wasn't aware of. I don't know if you guys were aware of this. But if you pay attention, you hear the lady honking her horn like crazy, and she's doing it in certain patterns. And you also hear whistles in the background. Now, what I learned today is that people do this to warn the other people that ICE is in the area. So she's hitting her horn, bump, 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 bump. You know, that's a signal. You hear the whistles going on in the background, that's a signal. It's letting everybody in the area know ICE is around. Get low. So off the top, I gotta say it. She's parked in the middle of the street on a one-way, and she's parked perpendicular. She's not facing the way that the traffic flows on that street. She's not even parked the opposite way that traffic flows in this street. She's perpendicular in the middle of the street, purposely blocking the street. She's honking her horn, letting everybody know in the area that ICE is in the vicinity. I'm gonna just say that off the top. So already she's trying to agitate the police, and she's trying to stop them from doing what they came to do. She's trying to block them. I'm noticing a lot of people that's probably not trying to be involved in that, they're going around her they're trying to get to work or wherever they're trying to go. And like I said, that pattern that she's honking her horn in and those whistles that we hear in the background, that's the signal letting people know, get out of here, go hide, ICE is here. And they should not be doing that. And to be honest, they should just be minding their own business. I don't know why they would be sticking their nose in ICE's business. So, I mean, even if, I'm not going to say even if she didn't lose her life, but just for doing what she's doing, she should have been arrested and went to jail. She was actually sitting there for a while, blocking off the middle of the road, sitting there with her car perpendicular in the middle of the street. We all see it. It's right here on video. And I know that this video right here that we're looking at is, somewhat grainy. They probably recorded this with an Android or something, but we can still clearly see that she's sitting in the middle of the street. She's honking her horn, sending off the signal that ICE is here, and she's obstructing the ICE agents from doing what they're trying to do. Sitting right there. And once again, I want to say she should have just minded her own business. I mean, we see people walking up and down the street. We see cars trying to get by. And what are they doing? They're minding their own business. They're not trying to obstruct ICE from doing what they're trying to do. And she should be following their lead, doing the same thing. And like I probably said in my previous video, I heard that she had been stalking ICE and taunting ICE all day that day. Pretty much the whole time that they were out there, she was on their heels, stalking them and trying to get in their way. I see plenty of people going on about their business, and she should have been doing the same thing. If you look closely, you can see her talking shit to them out of her window. I mean, it kind of looked like they're trying to get her license plates or something like that, and she's hanging out the window talking shit. She shouldn't even be there doing anything right now. She shouldn't even be in ICE's presence right now, because they're not looking for her. They're not looking for, I heard she had a wife. They're not looking for her wife. I mean, what is she doing? Why did she put herself in that position? Why did she do this to her kids? It's crazy. Now, before that cut out, I can clearly see the ICE agents approaching her car, and who knows what they were saying, but I can clearly see her backing her car up, which was a no-no. She should not have been doing that at that moment. She probably should have been doing that before they all got out of their cars and started approaching her car. Maybe she should have backed up and got out of there then, but she did not. And this video that we're about to watch here is the footage from the ICE agent's cell phone. So this is going to show us what happened from their lens, from their point of view, and from right there on the ground where everything was taking place.
Change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizens, former veterans, disabled veterans. You want to come at? You want to come at?
So as we see, she's sitting there talking shit to the ICE agents. Her and this lady that she's with, I don't know if that was her wife or not, but they're both talking a whole lot of shit to ICE. It's retarded, man. Let's finish checking this out.
I said go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Oh!
Did y'all see what I just seen? Did y'all just hear what I just heard? Now, what I seen was her starting to back up, and the lady that she was with was trying to get in the car. The doors must have locked on her. And the lady that she was with holding the camera told her to drive. So that lady actually encouraged her to drive off, which caused her to lose her life. This lady is responsible for this lady dying as well. She should have never told her to drive. Let's try to play that back and hear it one more time. I don't know if y'all caught that, and I want to make sure I heard this lady correctly. Let's check it out.
It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizens, former veterans, disabled veterans. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I said go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Oh!
We begin this hour watching Minnesota.
She definitely told her to drive off. And those are the type that I really don't like that type. She was really tough, acting tough, talking tough to the ICE agents, and oh man, I hate those type. And she's kind of responsible for this lady losing her life. I mean, as we can see, the lady was already getting ready to pull off. She was bagging up, throwing it in drive, getting ready to hit the gas. But this lady pumped her up by telling her to drive. She's responsible. I think she should be receiving charges as well for even being out there doing what she was doing, taunting ICE and trying to obstruct them, as well as encouraging the lady to drive, which caused her to lose her life. The lady that was on the side of that car, I think she deserves to be charged with something as well. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm wrong about anything. If you think I'm right, let me know.
Minnesota and Portland, Oregon, protesting in some cases in those areas turning violent, not free speech, but all-out chaos. And in Minneapolis is following the ICE-involved shooting. The victim there we're learning more about, known as a far-left activist with some ties to some interesting people and groups. Portland, Oregon, two shootings overnight. I should say 2 people shot overnight, tied to Trinidad, Aragua, according to the Department of Homeland Security. We will get into all of it this hour. I'm Harris Faulkner. You are in the Faulkner Focus. Things got pretty ugly in Minnesota last night.
Oh my God, drag him back. Go back. Let's go.
Federal agents arrested at least 12 people there last night and calling.
Did any of these people out here see the stuff that we just seen? Did they see that video footage that we just seen? Did they see any of the other footage that's been out? Because if they did, I don't think that they would be out there. Or they're not looking at it in the correct way, because pretty much they're out there because the lady chose to do what she did and lost her life. You can't blame ICE for being out there trying to do their job and being interfered with by this lady who happens to try to run them over, and then she lost her life. These people should not be out there right now. I'm kind of thinking that these people don't even know why they're out there. Are they just out there to be out there? Because that lady put herself in that position. Her and the lady that she was with are the cause. They're the reason why this lady is not here today. All of these people that's out here protesting against ICE, out here protesting because the lady got killed, they need to go home. Why are they out there causing this big of a scene for a lady that made the wrong decision? That's what I want to know. And I know that everything that I'm saying is something that a lot of people do not agree with. But it is what it is, man. I mean, we see video that's clear as day. You see footage from damn near every angle that there could be. You see footage coming from an ICE agent's cell phone, clearly showing this lady sitting in the middle of the street, perpendicular, blocking off traffic, blocking off ICE, and taunting them. And then trying to pull off and run them over when they're trying to gather her information and maybe even arrest her for doing what she had already been doing. Shit do not make sense, man. We gotta get this together, man. And people need to start using common sense. I'm tired of people not using common sense and doing stuff like that. I mean, what did she think would happen? Just being out there, period, getting in the way of ICE and what they're trying to do. Eventually, which was probably going to happen before she lost her life, she was going to get arrested and go to jail. It's crazy, man. Where's the common sense?
Protesters at this point. Let's move into agitators, and if they prove crimes against them, we'll call them criminals. Agents were forced to use.
And another thing, man, people need to stop saying that ICE murdered her. They keep trying to make it look like ICE just murdered this lady, man. Like she just was 100% innocent in the whole situation. People need to stop saying that ICE murdered this lady.
tear gas and pepper balls to disperse the agitators. And tensions are also high around the investigation into that shooting. State officials are now urging the federal government to let them be part of the probe. Well, they were, but the federal government has jurisdiction. And now the feds are arguing Minnesota does not have that legal jurisdiction. They don't. Here's Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry.
Got nothing to hide from, then don't hide from it. Include local experts in the process. We got nothing to hide from here. All we want in Minneapolis is justice and the truth.
And of course, before he could go further, he had to explain why he was dropping F-bombs and promised not to make any more. But he wants us to find experts. I hope he doesn't consider himself one. Well,
I think Mayor Jacob Fry needs to shut up and sit down somewhere. Especially after all the allegations about the fraud and all the videos of him that pretty much proves that he's intertwined with the fraud that's going on. Because he's so well connected with the people that's doing it. And that's why I'm saying that he is definitely involved one way or another. He turned his head the other way and act like he didn't know what was going on, and he knew damn well what was going on. He's too close to those people. So like I said, I think he needs to shut up and sit down somewhere and quit trying to put everybody against ICE, because that's what he's doing. Crazy, man.
to into Fox now. Brand new video from the Daily Mail. Watch this closely. I've only seen it once, right before we came to air. Their reporting shows the woman killed, Renee Nicole Good, was already blocking the road for 4 minutes before that confrontation with ICE agents.
4 minutes. She was sitting in the middle of the road doing all that for 4 minutes. 4 minutes too long. She shouldn't have been there doing any of that in the first place. There shouldn't have been a 4 minutes. There shouldn't have even been a situation. Because of this situation, you got people out here protesting and acting an ass and throwing snowballs at ICE. I mean, what is that gonna do anyway? It's stupid, man. It's dumb. And people need to start thinking and using common sense. And they need to go back and check these videos, because then maybe they'll keep their maybe they'll keep their ass in the house, because I know it's freezing out there. They out there in that freezing weather because a lady put herself in a bad situation and lost her life.
She was doing so that her wife could leap out of the car to begin filming, which we know she was continuing to do throughout this whole thing. We're also learning more about the woman whom agents killed in that shooting. Sources saying that Nicole...
Hold on. So I guess the lady that told her to drive, I guess that lady was her wife. And like I said before, that lady needs to have charges put on her, because she's responsible for this lady's death as well.
Renee Good was an immigration activist who was part of a left-wing group that would monitor and interfere with federal immigration enforcement operations. In fact, on the ground that very afternoon this week, you could hear the whistle blowing. It's something that they're known to do so that they can tell the neighborhood that ICE agents are in the area. Former acting home...
So she just said something that I didn't know until just now. So this lady was actually involved with a group that their whole mission is to obstruct ICE and try to stop ICE from operating in these cities. She's part of a whole group that does this, that's all about that. That's crazy, man. Let me try to run that back. I want to hear that part again. I never even heard that before.
Whistleblowing. It's something that they're known to do so that they can tell the neighborhood that ICE agents are in the area. Former acting Homeland Security Secretary Chad Wolf is coming up with me in focus. Before that, Fox team coverage. Christina Coleman in Portland with more on the arrest there. Yes, and then first, Alexis
Hold
McAdams
on,
in
y'all.
Minneapolis with the
I don't think I went back far enough. I need to hear that part again.
woman whom agents killed in that shooting. Sources saying that Nicole Renee Good was an immigration activist who was part of a left-wing group that would monitor and interfere with federal immigration enforcement operations. In fact, on the ground that very afternoon this week, you could hear the whistleblowing. It's something that they're known to do so that they can tell the neighborhood that ICE agents are in the area. Former acting Homeland Security Secretary Chad.
So she's part of a group that does that. I feel sorry for this lady's family and her kids. But that lady effed around and found out. That's what happened. She effed around and found out. Now, I'm going to just keep it real. You know, I can't sugarcoat anything. It's clear as day in the videos. The information about her lifestyle is coming out as far as being involved in this group that's anti-ICE, anti-immigration arrest or whatever. I can't feel that bad for her. She effed around and found out.
Wolf is coming up with me in focus. Before that, Fox team coverage. Christina Coleman in Portland with more on the arrest there. Yes, and then first, Alexis McAdams in Minneapolis with the latest there. Alexis.
Hi, Harris. Well, you've been seeing it on your screen. Yesterday, we checked in with you in front of the federal building where there were all those protesters. We're expecting more again tonight and counting. And as you said, the mayor here in Minneapolis didn't drop an F-bomb today, but he didn't tell people not to, act out, because we've seen it where they're spitting and fighting with these federal agents. So I want to see what's going to happen again today. This comes as it's almost as if on the ground, Harris, the state and the local officials are watching a completely different video clip than the feds, because the city officials say it's murder, the feds say it was justified, but it led to those protests and also this picture that we're going to show you too on your screen. So this is Renee Nicole Good. We're learning that she was an activist, according to DHS sources. You tell me she was part of this group called ICE Watch, and we heard about it in other places, not just Minnesota. These people go out, they call themselves legal observers, but they're not just observing, according to the feds. Renee Nicole Good was using her car as a weapon, according to the federal prosecutors. They say she hit an agent with her car, and investigators say, it's just so cold, sorry, say that she was with this group that monitors, tracks, interferes, and are against all federal immigration enforcement. Listen to this.
This individual, the subject in question, the deceased, had been following our law enforcement throughout the day, stalking them. At the time of this incident, our law enforcement was outside of their vehicle, trying to get their vehicle out of the snow, when she started blocking our law enforcement, harassing them, impeding lawful operations on the ground.
And then it would kind of ebb and flow when it comes to the ongoing protests, because they hear those city officials saying something, act out, put your body in the line, whatever they're telling these people to do. They're setting up encampments that were cleared this morning. But they faced off with federal agents, Harris. Some of them spat on people. They fought with them. This is what we saw. Watch.
Hey, what the did this guy do? Hey, what the did this guy do?
I'm gonna just let you know now. If I was an ICE agent, and these people spit on me, oh, they're getting pepper spray straight to the face. Straight to the face. And even though I'm not an ICE agent, you spit on me and you're gonna find out. There ain't gonna be no pepper spray to the face, but you're gonna find out. Spitting on people, man.
And if that wasn't enough, some people thought that they were going to block these agents from leaving the federal building. So they jumped on their cars. One of them tried to smack off the side rear view mirror. And some of them got arrested because whether you like these federal officials or not, or you have questions, you can't.
That man looks silly as hell. Laid all across the hood of the car that ICE is in. What, now you want to get ran over? And then you want to act like a victim after they run him over. But you want to spread out across the hood, though. Crazy, man.
And attack federal agents. So back out here live. The last thing, too, that I really think could be the big part of the story, Harris, is that the White House and federal investigators are looking into who funds these ICE watch groups, who trains these people to tell them, hey, show up here, get in the middle of an ICE ongoing operation. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, and we're also hearing reports about people who are wearing yellow vests who look like they're official on the streets, but they're not. And that's what's helping out those blockades like what we saw in South Minneapolis. Hydrate, stay warm. I was covering on the streets of Minnesota a lot. I know how cold it can get, my friend. Great reporting. Thank you.
It is. Thank you.
Our strength! Our strength!
Hundreds of agitators in Portland, Oregon last night. Maybe they showed up to protest, maybe some of them could, but then it turned into that. And now border agents have shot 2 suspected criminal illegal immigrants because they're there on a mission to get. Officers say they arrested 6 people during all the chaos of the protesting against them doing their jobs. DHS is sharing more details about that particular incident. And the driver, allegedly a member of the violent Venezuelan gang Nicaragua, so they knew that. And the passenger was affiliated with a transnational prostitution ring.
Now, this situation here is something that I've been wondering about myself. I don't know much about Portland or what's going on over there, but I did hear that the same day that Renee Good lost her life, a couple of people actually got shot over in Portland by, I don't know, Border Patrol agents or ICE agents, something like that. But I've been wondering, what exactly happened? Why did they get shot? They did not die. So ICE did not kill, they didn't lose their life or anything. But they did get shot by ICE. Did they pull out weapons? Did they try to run ICE over? Or what exactly happened? Let's find out, man. Let's see what they're saying.
That's who they were looking for. Agents say the pair tried to run them over. Despite that violence, Portland's mayor had harsh words against law enforcement.
There was a time when we could take them at their word. That time is long past. That is why we are calling on ICE to halt all operations in Portland until a full and independent investigation can take place.
So would that mean that the Portland mayor, Keith Wilson, is actually wanting to defend and protect the illegal aliens who are doing further crimes, violent crimes in our country? It's a question for him. Christina Coleman is in Portland now with more. Christina.
Hi, Harris. Yes, DHS says the driver of that suspect vehicle is believed to be a member of TDA, that vicious Venezuelan gang. Authorities say after the shooting, he fled the scene and called 911 for help. Take a listen to the dispatch audio.
Police are en route. It looks like caller saying that he was shot twice by ICE and his wife was shot as well. We have a male who was shot twice in the arm and his wife who was shot in the chest. Your talk group is going to be Alpha 1. Stand by for additional dispatch.
DHS identified both suspects in this case as criminal illegal aliens from Venezuela who were released into the country under the Biden administration since 2022. They say since then, the driver, the man you see there, was arrested for DUI and unauthorized use of a vehicle. And they say the woman has played an active role in the TDA gang. Take a listen to more details on her.
I'm gonna just say now, they need to go. They need to go. Get them out of there, man. Get them out of here.
The target of this traffic stop was a female, 32. She's a affiliate of Tren de Aragua. She is involved in a prostitution ring.
Both suspects were injured in the shooting. Their conditions are unknown at this time. There were no reports of any injuries to law enforcement. Portland police say the shooting occurred yesterday afternoon in the parking lot of a hospital in southeast Portland. DHS says the shooting happened after Border Patrol agents carried out that targeted vehicle stop. They said in part, quote, when agents identified themselves, the driver attempted to run over the law enforcement agents. Fearing for his life and his safety, an agent fired a defensive shot. For the shooting, Portland's Democratic mayor is calling on ICE to stop all operations in the city until a full and independent investigation into the incident takes place, and the governor also supports the mayor's request.
Our community deserves answers. Our community deserves accountability. And most of all, our community deserves peace. Portland is not a training ground for militarized agents.
Now, following the shooting, protesters gathered here at the ICE facility. There were scuffles between some of them and law enforcement. Portland police arrested 6 of them for various charges, including riot, disorderly conduct, and interfering with a peace officer. Now, this is where many anti-ICE protests have taken place last year. Portland police say to date there's been at least 79 arrests related to all of this anti-ICE protest activity. Back to you.
I want to bring in now Chad Wolf, former acting Homeland Security Secretary. So the situation, let's just start there in Portland and give me your top line thoughts on how this is unfolding.
Well, it's not unsurprising. I mean, Portland is a little bit of a mess.
Look, one of my colleagues, Griff Jenkins, and I were talking right before we went on air here, and he said, Harris, and this is from his great reporting, consider this, prior to 2022, there was not a single record of a Tren de Aragua gang member being apprehended at the southern border under Joe Biden as president. Today, we have a foothold by TDA in at least 19 states. Now the Trump administration is attempting to clean up that dangerous mess. Yeah. Your quick reaction to that?
Yeah, it's a great point, right? Which is 4 years under the Biden administration, you had 10 to 15 or more million individuals come across that border. And we have been saying for some time that the United States and Americans, you're going to feel the consequences for years to come. And the Trump administration is trying to deal with that. They're trying to remove thousands or more criminal illegal aliens from the streets. Just there in Minneapolis, over 1,000 criminal aliens have been removed off the street. Sorry, in Minnesota, in the entire state. Mm-hmm. These are rapists. These are pedophiles. These are murderers. These are the types of individuals that ICE is apprehending in all of these cities. But yet, in blue city after blue city, these are the people that the mayors are going out there saying, we want ICE to stop because we want to protect these criminal illegal aliens.
Look, I'm going to borrow your word. You said agitator. You also said violent opportunist. In Minneapolis, a violent opportunist got physical with Border Patrol Chief Agent Greg Bovino. Remember, he showed up. Border Patrol's there to protect the backs of those ICE agents after one of them apparently getting rammed into by a car by a woman who's now deceased. It's the latest example in an alarming spike in attacks against law enforcement involved in President Trump's immigration crackdown. The Department of Homeland Security is claiming vehicular attacks against ICE are up 3,200% since President Trump took office. Overall, assaults are up by more than 1,300%. If anybody has a doubt that the rhetoric, that all of the threats is making a difference or not making a difference, it definitely is on the wrong direction. Yeah. ICE is in trouble.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, we now live in a world where individuals in, across the country, mainly on the left, think it's okay to block law enforcement, think it's okay to evade arrest, think it's okay to drive a vehicle into law enforcement. And we would not put up with that in any other case, any other law enforcement agency around this country. We would never put up with that. And yet you have the far left and mayors and governors and others saying, well, ICE needs to do better. ICE is at fault here. That is not the case. They are law enforcement. They are fulfilling a mission, enforcing immigration law, and they need our support. But more importantly, all of these agitators, the violent opportunists, anyone that wants to do violence against ICE, they need to be prosecuted to the fullest extent. We need to make an example out of these folks. Otherwise, this is just going to continue.
Yeah, and make no doubt about it, if ICE is in trouble, that just means more law enforcement. Because the president's not going to let a situation fold in where we don't have law and order. He ran on that. He meant it the first time and the second time, and the American people agreed, a majority. Look, I want to talk about what happens with TDA. You mentioned a mission by the left. What about a mission by the terrorists? And I call them that. They're gang members, but they're terrorizing in some of these communities. Look at Aurora, Colorado. What happens if the law enforcement steps back? Have these communities even game that part out?
Right. Well, that's just it. I mean, TDA, as well as several others, have been designated as foreign terrorist organizations. So they're in Portland. And again, I go back to the mayor making comments where he wants ICE to retreat. What he is saying is that he is now welcoming a foreign terrorist organization into the city of Portland, and he wants to protect them. That is his message. We need to be very clear about that. That is his message when he's asking law enforcement to take a step back. It's ridiculous. President Trump, I know, and others are not going along with that. They're going to protect all Americans because the vast majority of Americans are on President Trump's side. They want criminal illegal aliens and those that don't have a legal right to be here removed.
Through the whole process to be here legally. That's not fair to all the Americans. I mean, like I said, if they're not legal, they need to go. Sorry to say it, but it's true.
And you're going to continue to see these left or these blue state mayors and governors try to continue to protect them.
Former acting DHS Secretary Chad Wolf with me today. Thank you.
I'm gonna have to stand on it because all the videos that I have seen, I'm gonna have to say that Renee Good clearly was not murdered by ICE. She clearly put herself in a bad position, and that's how she lost her life. I'm also gonna say that the lady that was with her, I think it might have been her wife, she needs to be charged. That lady needs to be charged. And those protesters, I think they need to take a closer look at all the footage of the situation. But I'm gonna have to stand on it, man. That lady put herself in a bad position, man. Like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the channel.